A deeply unsettling video has surfaced showing a woman pleading for a migrant man to leave her alone after what appears to be an unwanted and intimidating approach. The man dismisses her distress, claiming he has needs, before reacting aggressively when another bystander steps in to defend her, saying, "I was here first." We'll dive into this story in today's video, but before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Right now, only 12% of viewers are subscribed, so join the community and help us grow. The footage is shocking, not only for what's said, but for what it represents. It captures a moment of pure fear, a woman trapped in an encounter she never should have had to face. This isn't an isolated event, it's a reflection of how unsafe many women feel in public spaces today. No one, and certainly no woman, should ever have to plead for personal safety in a country that prides itself on equality and justice. Yet these kinds of encounters are becoming far too common. They highlight the growing unease many feel about public behavior, law enforcement, and the lack of accountability for those who harass or intimidate others. In the clip we're about to show, the fear and desperation are unmistakable. It's raw, it's real, and it's something every policymaker should have to see. Women should not have to live in fear of harassment or aggression on the streets, in parks, or on public transport. This is a wake-up call, a moment that demands real leadership and real change. Protecting women's safety isn't a political issue, it's a moral responsibility. Have a watch of this.
Du hörst sofort auf, damit nicht zu belästigen.
Belästige dich nicht.
Ja, doch.
Ich habe Bedürfnisse.
Ja.
Ich habe Bedürfnisse. Und meine Bedürfnisse sind mir sehr wichtig.
Ja, aber du kannst trotzdem nicht über meinen Kopf hinweg entscheiden.
Jeder nicht immer Nein sagen. Okay? Dann muss man irgendwann sein Überleben einsetzen.
Der Herr hat sich gerade darüber aufgeklärt.
Und sie nervt mich.
Er will mit mir schlafen, hat er mir gerade erklärt.
Ja, du willst auch mit dir schlafen. Aber ich bin als erstes hier.
Komm, lass mich nicht.
Nee, kannst du bitte in Ruhe lassen? Oder ich ruf die Polizei. Ich zieh doch an. Warum machst du selber nichts? Du bist doch ein Mann. Ich ruf die Polizei. Mach doch. Mach doch. Bitte gehen Sie jetzt. Wir brauchen hier kein großes... Ich glaube, ich bin bereit, für mein Überleben Ärger einzusetzen. Du erzählst nicht. Für mein Überleben. Hallo, ja, Sex ist Überleben. Ich stehe hier gerade in der Nähe von Eschenheimer Tor und ein Mann belästigt hier eine Frau. Ich belästige niemanden, ich werde belästigt.
Das ist fein, ja.
Okay? Ich will einfach nur Liebe, ich will Liebe und Zuneigung, aber es wird mir nicht gegeben. Ich muss für mein Überleben kämpfen. Wenn das Gesetz für Überleben nicht dient, dann bringt das Gesetz nichts mehr.
Dein Überleben hängt nicht dran, dass du mit mir schläfst, wirklich nicht.
Natürlich.
Natürlich nicht.
Doch, wenn ich keinen Sex habe als Mann, dann fühle ich mich nicht gut.
Hallo, Entschuldigung, ich bin hier an der Eschenheimer Anlage und ein Mann will eine Frau...
Jo, willst du, dass ich mich nochmal wiederhole?
Und wir brauchen hier Unterstützung.
Am Fein, an der Eschenheimer Anlage.
Ich werde nichts tun.
Wissen Sie genau?
Das Fein, das ist das Fein. Trinkhalle Fein.
Ich werde nichts tun. Trinkhalle Fein. Aber ich bin bereit, für mein Überleben mich einzusetzen. Trinkhalle...
Fein, F-E-I-N.
Trinkhalle Fein. Trinkhalle Fein. In der Nähe von Trinkhalle Fein.
Ehrlich gesagt, du bist eigentlich schon...
Das ist
so unattraktiv für euch eigentlich.
Das freut mich.
In einer Kreuzung gerade hier.
In moments like this, it's easy to focus only on the horror, but credit must also go to the man who stepped in to protect the woman. His quick response and willingness to intervene show the kind of courage and decency that still exists in our communities. But it shouldn't take bravery from bystanders to keep women safe. Every woman should be able to go about her day without fear, and every man and woman deserves to feel protected by a system that actually enforces that right. This incident should be a turning point, a reminder that protecting women's safety is everyone's responsibility, and that real action, not just words, is long overdue. In other news, pension savers have now reclaimed more than £1.5 billion from HM Revenue and Customs after being overtaxed on retirement fund withdrawals, marking a significant milestone in a decade-long administrative issue. New data shows £48.5 million was returned to savers in the third quarter of 2025 alone. During July, August, and September, more than 13,700 individuals were required to submit reclaim forms to recover money incorrectly taken through taxation. Each person received an average of £3,539 back from the tax authority. The system particularly affects those making one-off withdrawals from their pension. Individuals taking regular income via drawdown may have tax adjusted automatically during the year, but those taking single withdrawals face immediate overpayment with no automatic correction unless they intervene. The £1.5 billion total likely represents only part of the overall tax burden, according to Selby. He said these figures are likely to only be the tip of the iceberg, as they only capture those who fill in the relevant HMRC reclaim form. In reality, many will be reliant on HMRC putting their affairs in order at the end of the tax year. From April 2025, updated tax code procedures are designed to move people more quickly from emergency codes to correct rates, although this does not assist those making one-off withdrawals. Mr. Selby suggested a potential workaround for those planning single withdrawals. He said, "One-way savers planning to take a single withdrawal in a tax year can potentially avoid the shock of a big overtaxation bill is by taking a notional withdrawal first. This should mean HMRC is able to apply the correct tax code to the second, larger withdrawal. Those affected can reclaim money within 30 days by completing one of 3 HMRC forms. Form P53Z applies when a person has fully withdrawn their pension while working or receiving benefits. Form P50Z is used by those who have emptied their pension pot but are not working or receiving benefits. Form P55 is for partial withdrawals. Mr. Selby said, "Alternatively, you can fill out one of 3 HMRC forms and you should receive your tax back within 30 days. If you don't do this, the revenue says it will put you back in the correct tax position at the end of the tax year." He also warned that future changes could add further complexity. Mr. Selby said proposed inheritance tax changes for pensions from April 2027 may lead to additional cases requiring refunds, adding, "Some beneficiaries will find they overpay income tax in the process and will need to claim a refund, heaping yet more fiddly admin on taxpayers." France is said to be holding Britain hostage by stalling migrant deportations in an attempt to get more money under the recent one-in, one-out agreement. A senior official in France is reportedly dragging their feet and holding the deal hostage, demanding more cash before upholding their end of the bargain, according to The Sun. The current 3-year deal, which is worth around £476 million, is being negotiated ahead of its expiry in March. The deal was agreed just 4 months ago with French President Emmanuel Macron. The news comes as pressure mounts on Prime Minister Keir Starmer over the returns agreement. Speaking on the scheme, a Home Office spokesman said, "For many years, illegal migrants entered our country with no consequence. These returns send a warning to those considering entering this country illegally. If you come here by small boat, you can be sent back. We are scaling up these removals to France and will do whatever it takes to secure our borders." However, despite this, France continues to push back on the deal. France's Human Rights Commission labeled the scheme cynical and dehumanizing. Additionally, the proposed plans to stop dinghies crossing the channel at sea have been deemed too dangerous by French authorities and therefore stopped. This had been promised at a previous summit. Meanwhile, some illegal migrants who had been deported under the agreement are said to have escaped their French asylum centre, vowing to return to Britain on a small boat. Some of the foreign nationals complain about the lack of support offered across the channel and are already vying for a route to return to British shores. And just yesterday, Downing Street confirmed that the so-called hokey-cokey migrant still remains in the UK. The Iranian national was deported back to France on September 19th, but arrived back in Britain just 29 days later after paying for another spot on a migrant dinghy. Returning on October the 18th, it means the man has now been back in the UK for 18 days without being deported. He has been held in an immigration removal centre. Despite this, a government source has said some 6 days ago, "We expect his removal in the coming days. This return has to go through a process agreed with the French, which is being expedited." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.